142. 142. It wasn't for you. Hi folks, how's everyone doing out there? Really good, right? Well, thank you folks. My name's TJ Müller, and I'm so delighted to be here for the very first time. I've traveled from St. Louis, Missouri, which is my home, and I'm so grateful to have been invited to this incredible festival. I've only been here 2 days now, and I've played all sorts of festivals around the US, and I've never been to anything like this. This is amazing, wow. I'll be sure to reintroduce you to all these fine musicians throughout the course of this final program of the evening. But let me let you know a little bit about the music that we're going to play for the next hour. This set is titled Arcadia Bands, which probably means not an awful lot, except to the record collectors amongst you. And actually there's several in this room, so... But what we're going to be playing is music from St. Louis, Missouri, all recorded in St. Louis, Missouri in the mostly mid-1920s. And we're going to be playing the music of the bands that performed at this wonderful historic venue called the Arcadia Ballroom. And its history is very interesting and ties into some very significant 1920s jazz history. The building was first built in 1911. It was a stone facade with a great big wooden dance floor. It boasted a capacity of 1,600 dancers at once on the floor. And not to mention 3,500 electric lights. And being a big wooden building, it's amazing it never burnt down. But 1,600 seems incredible in the acoustic age. Like, how the heck did they hear the band? But venues were built that way back then. You could hear the band just fine. The players knew how to play in that style. I just recently, right before I came, too late to add it to the set, I was back home from a gig. It's 2 in the morning and on eBay, as you do, and I found a copy of a tune that I was then unaware of, published in St. Louis in 1911, called the Dreamland Waltz. And sure enough, right there on the cover, is a great big picture of the inside of the Dreamland Ballroom, packed to the brim with 1,600 dancers, all dancing side by side. So, if you all get up and dance for the next one, maybe we can try and copy the horrible, sweaty environment that must have been. Well, the venue was changed over. It was bought in 1916 by Joe Turns, who had a venue called the Arcadia as well in Michigan, and this became its sister venue, and they both became the Arcadia. We'll talk a little more about the other facets of the history, but ultimately we're going to be playing a lot of music by the house band that started in 1924 after it was remodeled, the Arcadia Peacock Orchestra. We're going to play another one of their pieces next, and the piece you just heard was titled Archie, and it was recorded for OK Records in 1924. Let's see here. Next up, we have a tune titled "If It Wasn't For You, I Wouldn't Be Crying Now." This one was recorded in 1925 and features a vocal. And as you might be able to tell, well, but I suppose you don't know me very well, but this isn't my usual voice. I seem to have lost my voice somewhere between St. Louis and here. Please return to sender. But I'm still going to give it the old college try with the vocal, but it's going to be more sort of 1935 Wingy Manone than Morty Livingston, I think. So here we go. Here's "If It Wasn't For You, I Wouldn't Be Crying Now." No booing or throwing things, please. 1, 2, 1, 2. crying. If it wasn't for you, no, I wouldn't be blue. Yes, I'm an old cat in the heart that you put right from the start. But what I said, when you were out there and I've been gone for so long, that someday I'd lose you. But then I trusted you. Yes, somehow. Well, we'll live and we'll lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. Oh, it wasn't for you. You'd be crying now. Okay, folks, I think I'm going to ask those of you not on the next number to kindly occupy yourself somewhere else.
Which is what?
I'm so sorry. It's 400 Sansu Squat. If you think my set is disorganized, you ought to see the state of my hotel room.
Okay.
Well, folks, next up, we're going to play another number. Another number from St. Louis, obviously, that's the theme. But, so the Arcadia Peacock Orchestra, which we were emulating the last two numbers, performed on the main stage at this wonderful Arcadia Ballroom, just remodeled in 1924. And directly to the side of the stage, there was a smaller performance area, and on intermissions, a smaller band would play. And that band was called, quite creatively, the Arcadian Serenaders. However, the band had originally been called the original Crescent City Jazzers. They were mostly out of the New Orleans area, and they recorded previously in New Orleans before heading up to St. Louis. The original cornet player had been a wonderful cornet player who some of you intense fans might already know about, called Sterling Bowes. But he was not so much replaced, but Winnie Manone had come from St. Louis and made an agreement with the Arcadia Ballroom, and he was given the opportunity to form a band to perform there. And so he sent for the Crescent City Jazzers to come perform, and they renamed themselves the Arcadian Serenaders under the new leadership of Winnie Manone. And so we'll play for you one of the tunes which Winnie Manone recorded. I think it's the first Winnie Manone record ever from 1924. This is a tune titled The San Sue Strut, which became something of a theme tune for Manone. I'm looking at Colin for affirmation on all my facts here. He even had a group called the San Sue Strutters. But here we go, the San Sue Strut. Oh, that's a great idea.
Bring your trombone.
Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Folks, how about our very own Arcadian serenaders there? Andy Schumm on the piano. McQuaid on the clarinet. Colin Hancock on our hot cornet there. Although you were using two arms, that's cheating. And both cufflinks. Spats Langham on the tenor banjo. Nick Ward on the drums. This is my first time getting to perform with Spats and Nick, and I am giddy. It's so wonderful. You're so lucky. Okay, let's see here. I would like to welcome the rest of the band back, please. How about a round of applause for the rest of the band? Aren't they beautiful tonight? Folks, 147 in your hymnals, please. Well, folks, St. Louis in the 1920s was really a massive hotspot for jazz. Not only, it was right in the middle of the country. It still is, in fact. Funny that, right? So you've got lots of activity coming through. You've got all the activity from the riverboats, from the trains, and lots of the biggest names in jazz were constantly passing through and doing whole seasons at various hotels and theatres in town. One such superstar to visit St. Louis, she stayed at the Coronado Hotel, which still stands, in fact, and she stayed for a week, no, maybe 2 weeks actually, in January of 1924. She performed at the Orpheum Theatre, and her name was Sophie Tucker. Now, you might be starting to panic and think, oh dear Lord, he's not going to sing a Sophie Tucker song. Well, fear not. Because I'm going to ask for the help of a wonderful singer who I'm so thrilled kindly agreed to sing the song with us. The fantastic Anna Quintana is going to sing.
Yeah, all right.
Anna Quintana, the Red Hot Mama. So here we go. Here's a wonderful tune which Sophie Tucker recorded with the Arcadia Peacock Orchestra. Again, like I said, in 1924. It's called I've Got a Cross-Eyed Papa, but he sure looks straight to me. Here we go, folks. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Night and day.
ashamed? Thank you, folks. How about Arno around that fantastic voice? So that was the Arcadia Peacock Orchestra, accompanying Sophie Tucker in 1924. We're going to play another one of their early records now, from the Arcadia Peacock Orchestra catalogue. Here's a great tune titled, Ain't You Ashamed? The whole way, I think. Yeah, let's just go back on the top. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. How did all you guys feel about leaving the stage earlier?
It was brilliant.
Oh, okay. Well, in which case you'll be delighted by what I'm about to say. We're going to play chart 403, and if you don't have that chart in your book, you know what to do. We say everybody leave. B-side to everybody stop. Thank you, folks. Next up, how about a round of applause for those great musicians? That was a tune titled Ain't You Ashamed? Well, next up we're going to play a number recorded in 1925 we've had some stuff in 1924, and I wanted some variety in the set. This is a tune titled "The Co-Ed." It was written by Conrad and Saul Burney, and recorded again by that smaller group that played those sort of intermissions at the Arcadia Ballroom, at the Arcadia Serenaders. However, by 1925, William Manone had left. I think there was some, I don't think he left on particularly good blood either. I think there was some dispute over pay and stuff like that. Anyway, I mentioned that great cornetist Sterling Bowes, and he was brought up in New Orleans to replace William Manone, and I'm kind of fond of all of their records, but Sterling Bowes certainly adds a new quality to the band, not least of all because he is now hanging out with a very gifted young cornet player who is working for several months at the Arcadia Ballroom with a St. Louis native, Frankie Trumbauer. And that man was, of course, young Bix Beiderbecke, who spent a very formative time in St. Louis. And he and Sterling Bowes became firm friends, and they even roomed together at the Coronado Hotel. And you can really hear the difference in Bowes playing before and after his time with Bix. And this record here is a great example of a sort of Bixian style. In fact, with white jazz musicians, especially in St. Louis, after Bix and before, it's incredible the difference. He came to town, and everyone starts trying to play like Bix after him. And it's not because they just, it was a popular trend, they heard the record. They were buddies with him. All of these different dance bands, after their gigs, they had a bowling league together. And so they would go get some sandwiches and coffee and probably alcohol, and they'll go bowl for hours. The Cotton Pickers and the Arcadian Serenaders and the Arcadia Peacock Orchestra had a bowling league. Lots of fun, I imagine. Anyway, here we go. Here's our interpretation of that 1925 session with a tune titled "The Co-Ed." One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. about David Horniblow, folks. Wherefore art thou, band? That means come back quickly. Well, folks, like I said, it's an absolute pleasure to be here. I live in St. Louis, Missouri, which is the theme of, which is the home of the music we're playing tonight. I've lived there for 13 years now. I moved there as a young, aspiring cornetist. I somehow managed to pass an audition to get in the band, and I moved out there, and I fell in love with the city's history, and I fell out of love with the band I was playing in. And so I left the touring band, and I moved to St. Louis, and I decided I wanted to start an orchestra to play historic jazz of St. Louis. So in that band, we not only play this material, but all sorts of St. Louis material. And it's so exciting when we pick a tune, like any one that you've heard tonight, and transcribe it and put it on the bandstand, because we know that it's more than likely, it's almost a guarantee, but when we play it as accurately as possible, then it's probably the first time that tune has been heard since the audiences at the Arcadia heard it 100 years ago. And so I say it's like up in Scotland when they re-released those wild pigs, you know, into its natural habitat, and everyone hated it. That's what I'm doing with jazz in St. Louis. It's causing havoc. But I started my musical career, as it is, mostly actually around here. And I suppose it's fitting that it seems like another poor trombone solo, it might end here as well. Okay, folks, let's move on with another wonderful tune by the Arcadia Peacock Orchestra, titled Where's My Sweetie Hiding? If you know the lyrics to this tune, please refrain from singing along. What? Let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 6, please.
You make me miss my entry. It's all your fault, Spats.
Well, folks, how about Emma Fisk here on the violin? Now, in the original Arcadia Peacock Orchestra, Jack Ford, the violinist, was the leader of the band. But Emma, that doesn't mean any extra pay for you. Okay, folks. Oh, how about Lars Frank there on the tenor saxophone? And a wonderful tenor banjo solo there by Spats. Well, next up, we're going to play, you guessed it, another tune by the Arcadia Peacock Orchestra from 1924. We're regressing. Here's a tune called The Little Boy Blues. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. So number 145 now. We're going to skip back over to Illinois.
Oh.
Thank you very much, folks. I do hope you're enjoying this selection of music from the Arcadia Ballroom in St. Louis. It's a real thrill to play for you all with this wonderful band. Next up, we're we're going to play a tune by a different band to the Arcadia Peacock Orchestra and the Arcadian Serenaders. This particular group is called the Trimps Ambassador Bellhop Orchestra. Charts available as well. This group recorded in 1926, and they worked at a dance studio, and they also worked at Trimps Ballroom in St. Louis, and as well as that, they worked at the Arcadia under the name the Cotton Pickers. But this particular record, they used the name Trimps Ambassador Bellhop Orchestra because they were performing at the Ambassador Hotel. They made this what we call a vanity record, and they sold or gave away copies of this OK record at their shows at the Ambassador Hotel in St. Louis. I don't have a copy of it, but Colin does, and I'm dead jealous. At the end of the show, we're going to play one more tune recorded by that band. It's the B-side, and the only reason I was able to write it was because Colin kindly put that music up on YouTube. So Colin's helped me, and we played it in St. Louis, and people dug it, man. So thanks for that. Well, here we go. Trimps Ambassador Bellhop Orchestra with a tune titled "What a Man." This featured a wonderful trombonist on the original record called Vernon Brown, who also became fast friends with Big Spiderbeck. One, two, three, four. Well, thanks, folks. That's about as classy as I get, actually. Everything else I do in St. Louis is gut bucket. How about Colin Hancock with some wonderful cornet playing? Well, we've got time for just 2 more tunes, so for the very last time, I would ask the non-participating members of the band on chart 401.
We should just stay.
Oh, just stay for this? Okay, well, you're welcome to stay then, folks. In fact, I insist. Here we go. Chart number 401. Phil, do you have a part for this on you still? No pressure, but if you have, feel free to join us since you're here. We're going to have Colin Hancock sing this number for us. It's another Arcadian 70s tune, and it's titled Who Can Your Regular Be? It was originally sung by the trombone player Avery Laposa, and his singing is, well, he sings it. And Colin...
I'll do my worst.
Do your worst, and that'll be the best Avery Laposa. Okay, folks, here we go. Colin, would you like to count it in?
Sound good?
Sounds great. How about Colin Hancock there? Folks? Yeah. holding everything together as well in the back there. Phil Rutherford, folks, on the tuba. What a fabulous tuba player. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're running a little bit over here, so I'm just going to introduce this last tune and say thank you so much for being here, and thank you to Michael and Colin and everyone involved in this fantastic festival for letting me come to my original home and play the music of my new home. It's a real thrill, so, as I said many times. Here's our last tune. This is the other Trimps and Bastard Bellhop tune titled Reaching for the Moon, 1926. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. That was the Arcadia Band set. Next up, I believe, is the Pop Jam. So let's all get a drink there, okay?